Hello everyone and welcome back to my Let's Play of Aidyn Chronicles, the first Mage. So, here we are again, inside the hut where we were last time. And there is much to do, so let's get underway as quickly as possible. Now, I have the map here still open and I'm going to sort of follow the route that is, I guess you could say predetermined. They've lettered each of the huts. So I'm just gonna follow, for the most part, the letters. And that should lead me to victory. It should lead me through all the huts and finishing at the hut belonging to the boss. Of course, if they say a monster is supposed to be somewhere and he ends up not being there, that's kind of a downer. Okay, no, I'm there. Huh? Well, that doesn't make much sense. According to that thing... Oh, I see it, okay. It's not 100% accurate. But it's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, I see what I did. I just went back on my steps instead of going the way I should have, which was around this bend here. Ah, that's much more like it. 3 hobgoblins. Bring it on. Ugh, actually this might be a bit of a pain in the ass. Spirit shield on all 3 are going to make them harder to kill, and then they're going to start tap stamina on my guys. Fails to cast a spell. Well, that's a good sign at least. Now, I'm going to try and get some distance between me and the characters that are ranged, and then so they don't get sapped. Come on, Brenna. 1 damage. Yeah, that was to be expected. I'd love to make the main character go ranged. In this case, he's kind of got no choice. I have to go up close and personal if I'm going to do enough damage to prevent them from doing that. Tap stamina. This is going to be a pain. Why did I bring him to start so far away? Look how far away Beacon is too. And they can just spam that spell indefinitely because, as far as I know, anyway, monsters don't require reagents to cast their spells. Meaning, so long as they have the stamina, they can just continue to cast it over and over and over. So the trick is you gotta weaken them to the point where they can't cast anymore. And it's not so bad on some enemies where they're casting spells that just do damage or other things, but these guys damage you and heal themselves at the same time, albeit a not very large amount each time they use it. And I think they actually get less back than what they take. I don't really know how the tap stamina spell works. Never really used it much either. But basically, their only restriction in using that spell is their HP. He still uses it, he needs to get hit. I thought he would have been low enough, but no, not the case. Come on, don't miss. Darn it. Oh, now they're starting to use melee. That's bad. because they can hit hard. There we go. There we go. He won't cast anymore. That's a good sign. Neither should he. Just the one left. They're not casting him. Maybe they do have reagents. They've all just ceased their casting. Who knows? I've just never, noticed any limitations on them. I've been in fights where guys just continue to cast their spells over and over. So annoying. I wish I had put a better axe. More accurate, I should say, on Ebergen before this fight. And I think the next time I show up against hobgoblins, I will. Just so he doesn't miss. He's not exactly using a very good one, and his skill is still being trained. So. Could have been worse. Could have taken a lot more damage than this. This is nothing my heal spell can't handle. Or I could just rest. Camp the night. That way when I do get into more fights that are outside, it'll be the day and I'll be better for it. This is the last of this one. And that's it. Die. Fairly decent amount of experience. And that's right, I just leveled up some of these guys' stats. No, oh, wrong button. Not quite there yet. I really need to increase the dexterity, I know that for a fact. Especially on these heavier armor wearers. Which is 3 of them. Their dex needs to get up fast. Dex is less of an issue for her. I'm more concerned about her intelligence, because that, to my knowledge, affects her damage. Okay. One monster down. There's another group of hobgoblins across this bridge. What? Well, at least it's only 2 of them. But, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. You know what? No, that won't protect me against half stamina. No, she's just gonna sit here. Unless, wait, yeah, they haven't put their shield on. Go, 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 do some damage. Oh, darn it. It's because it's nighttime, she's not gonna hit with her spear. Not as often. And that negates any of the damage that she would be doing, so. And by that I mean the spell. In case some of you didn't figure out what I was referring to. Four damage, this has got to be our new record. We know she could do, 19, 20 damage, maybe more like 10 to 15, with no spear tap, with spear shield on these guys. I say 10 to 15 because I know they have a higher defense. But on average, they've been doing about 20 damage with our normal monsters. These guys are far from normal. They're elite for where we're at in the game right now. And if she's only doing 1 to 4 against these guys with Spear Shield on, imagine what the rest of the team could be doing if they didn't have it on them. Hitting for like 40. That is nothing. Well, you're useful. Way to help your team. I'm gonna come here, even though behind you probably does nothing to help me, and hit you. Again. But miss. Alright, go. Oh, now he decides to do something. Wonder why all of a sudden he decided to cast it now, when there's someone right behind him hitting him. And yet he decides to attack the guy who's not even within range of hitting him and won't be for another 2 turns. Wow, I actually got 6 damage on that shot. Wow, that's more like it. You can just stay there. Crit! Okay. It's always scary when a monster scores a crit on the main character and then gets a second attack. Luckily misses. That's what I call hacks. And for that, damn him. Die. Oh my god, only 4 damage? What the hell? I did like 20 earlier. Did you freaking die already? God. Kill him, Beckham, please. There we go. So annoying. Okay, I'm not gonna bother looking at the stats for leveling up. Sometimes I'll just do that. I'll just like not bother looking at the stuff and just save up the experience. Yeah. Time to camp. And hope for the best. I think I'm gonna use some potions just in case before, because camping won't restore my HP to full. At least I don't think so. No, it doesn't. Yeah. It'll restore a good amount, but not all the way to full. So in this way, if I do get into a fight, oh, I pressed that button before. If I do get into a fight, you know, there we go. Well, I didn't. But if I did get into a fight, you know, I would at least have recovered some of the damage prior to, and not go in there with a bunch of my guys at half health. See now, full. Well, I don't know if the potion's really necessary to get them full, but it was more like a precaution. I'm gonna sleep. I may as well recover some health before, in case I get in a fight. That's generally a rule of thumb. It's great and all to say, well, I'm gonna go sleep for the night, but what happens if you've got a character who's got like 4 HP left, and you decide to go in a fight? You're stuck in there with a character who's got 4 HP left, and you've got no method of healing, which, you know, in this case, obviously I did. But if you got no method of healing, you're kind of screwed. I mean, you can keep that guy out of harm's way, but sometimes you don't have that option. Well, that sucks. I'm pretty sure it's not a reagent problem. Could double check. I do know I was low on gemstones, but not that low. I think he just failed because his intelligence isn't high enough yet. Ugh. Even on the spirit shield. God, these guys are even on the wolf. These guys are so annoying with that spell. Well, I'll just have to get close enough to kill him. See if I can take out the wolf at least with the Brenna. Well, it's decent damage. Yeah, I got nothing I can do. Just wait there. Of course, the wolf gets double action. And I turn around and smack it. I'm tempted to switch weapons on him just for this fight. I think I will. Bring out a sword, be able to do more damage, hit more successfully. Because I want to kill these guys. Worst part is there's a lot of hobgoblins on this place. Like it's majority of the monsters here are you know, well, I guess not majority of hobgoblins, majority of goblins, but the tough ones are the hobgoblins with the and then the occasional goblin sergeant, which is really tough too. But most of the tough ones are these guys, and you know, it's not just that they have lots of HP or pretty good avoidance, you know, and they're hard to kill. But not only that, they've got the spirit shield to make things worse, and they've also got tapped stamina, which drains your stamina and makes it harder for you to stay alive. Oh yeah. I forgot. What is he wielding? I don't... Great axe? Maybe. He's got the pole axe. He's building the battle axe. Why the hell do I have the battle axe on him? At least use a stronger weapon. That was weird. I don't even know why I had the wrong axe on. Alright, within range. Avoid. Yeah, it's daytime, so backend's actually a disadvantage, probably. You know, assuming I'm correct about the whole being in the your aspect affects your chance to hit, probably mostly. There you go. Well, at least he's not missing. Did more damage there than Becken, and Becken's got the better axe. Ow. They're actually having an easier time to hit. I'm gonna use a potion on him. Tap stamina at him a little too much for my liking. Oh, you bastards. Look at him gang up on African. Wow, he's almost dead. Sons of bitches. Okay, I gotta hit this thing and hit it hard. Come on. That's more like it. Oops. Curing potion. Keep him alive. Let him tank it. Maybe I'll get lucky and get a second hit. Nope, of course not. He's at least going after a different character. Wow. Please kill it. Dang it. Now, well, the attention's divided, so it's not as bad. They get too many turns. That's another thing why I need my dex to be higher. So I can have more turns than they do. Okay, she's got heal here. Oh, fails to cast a spell. Damn it! One down. That one is going to be busy with the main character. I mean, I can come over here and finish this one off. Alright, we're safe. I did not expect to have this much trouble with the hobgoblins, to be honest. We might require more training. And, you know, more potions. Oh, I really wish I had thought about making more potions before tossing Godric aside, but too late now. Good news is, African is fine for the next fight, and Becken only needs a regular potion. Will be at a good amount of health. Main character, not so much, but I can just put the bow on him and it'll be okay. I won't heal him. Maybe just use a heal with herbs, just to get it up a little bit, just in case. But otherwise, yeah, that. Whew, okay. Can I raise any stats after that crazy bout? Can raise her intelligence, so I will do so. Do it now while I can. Nope. Yes, that's good. And nope, but I can raise his other stats. That might be a good thing to do. Actually, yeah, let's raise his willpower up a little bit. Give him a little bit more resistance to spells. And yeah, hold off on that. Get the dex up as high as I can, as early as I can. Alright. Woot! A healing potion. I only have 11 left, which is really not a lot. And curing potions I have... Oh, that's bad. I have none left. You know, I didn't even think of, like, making potions while I was... Yeah, I got plenty of reagents. I could have made, like, um, restore potions on Godric and sold them for tons of money in Aramon. Darn, why did I forget to do that before I ditched him? I was so, like, you know, I was so much in a hurry to get rid of the guy that I forgot that I kind of needed his alchemy for a short period of time. Okay, well, that's just a goblin. And, I'm not the one doing that. I am slowly falling down the ladder. Slowly moving backward on this drawbridge. Weird. Okay, well, the goblin is right there. He seems to have knows that I'm here, but not. It's really strange. I wonder if I can... I wonder if he just can't come out to the bridge. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Hey, look at that. No, he can. He very much can. Look at him chase me. Hilarious. I just ran away from a goblin, but hilarious. Let me just check my stats then. I'll fight him, but I just need to... Let's see. This requires 3 herbs. So expensive at this point in the game. Considering how little they heal. Better off to heal himself with... Yeah, see, that's more effective. I had actually healer on my other playthrough at level 3 for the longest time, right? And even actually at this point, if I'm not mistaken, the main character still has healer at level 3, and it's sufficient. Like, I can heal people, granted his intelligence is at max level, so it's maxed out at 30, so it makes a difference. But I can heal people for, you know, a good, like, 30 HP at times. So, and that's a pretty good amount, considering my characters are hovering around 100 HP. If I can heal around 30, that's, you know, about a third. So depending on the character, more like a quarter for Abricate. She's sitting at about 120. But, yeah, I mean, even at level 3 healer, at that, with combination with intelligence, it works really great. And, I actually then trained it up on Abricate and Rita later on. They're both sitting at level 5 just because they're tanks, they're up in the front of the battle. And in fights, you know, the main character's sitting far back using magic and a bow. He can't heal them, so they got it for themselves. Just like, because I got tons of herbs. And their intelligence, you know, they're also maxed out. All the characters have, you know, the primary stats are all at 30 or higher. All the stats. So some of the stats max at 30, except for endurance is 40 and stamina is 90. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but that's the max of stats. So yeah, healer is a really handy spell to have, or skill to have, but alchemy going in hand in hand with it is also great, and I unfortunately only have it at level 1. I'll just have to deal with it. I'm gonna just go ahead and make some potions here. Let's make 5. That uses up 10, 15 herbs. Still a good amount here. You might think, well, you got like 50 some herbs or whatever, and that's a lot. Well, no, not really. Not at least not in the early stages of the game, unless you're gonna buy it with your gold. Herbs tend to be rare enough that you kind of have to conserve them. Later in the game, you will encounter times, especially for spices, I see it a lot, where you'll kill some guys, or you open a chest, and there'll be a fairly large amount of spices as loot. And if you're hovering around the max and you get like a 15 or 20 spices or whatever, you know, the reagent, you're filling up. And I've been sitting here talking and not doing any fighting or anything, but that's because of what just happened with 3 difficult fights. So I don't know how long it's been. I think it's been roughly about half an hour. So what I'll do is I will, I think I'll end the video here, and just to speed things up, I will go crush that goblin. That should not take time at all. Off recording, I'll crush the goblin, and yeah, maybe go fight some bears. Even, I don't know. We'll see. The bears actually are worth a lot less than these guys are, and if I can get some of the ones that respawn, because apparently there are some that respawn, then great. But yeah, I'll see. I'll look into that stuff. But this is where this video will end for now. Unfortunately, we didn't even get to the next tent. Actually, we're right here. Let me just quickly check how long it's been, because I can do that. Let's see. Okay, well, it's been about 25 minutes. So what I'll do is we'll finish up this goblin. We'll basically I don't want to be doing this every episode, but we're gonna end it in one of the nearby tents. There are 2 tents on this sort of area here. I'm gonna quickly go through them. What the hell is wrong with this goblin? Is it one of the ones that I have to talk to? Must be. I guess not. It was just a glitch. And now our positions are all weird, and I think I must have glitched it out. Whatever. 1 hobgoblin. He's the only real threat. I'm gonna focus my efforts on him. Good news is I can use Brennan to attack these guys. I still do a decent amount of damage because with their shield, even with the spear shield on, I can still hit them hard enough. It's healing potion time. Maybe I should give healer to one of the 2 tanks. Healer skill. Go into town and just teach him to level 2 or 3 or whatever. 3 preferably. That's where I find that like the efficiency starts to become good, is at level 3. Level 1 and 2, you get a lot of fail attempts, especially if you have low intelligence. And when you do succeed to heal, the amounts are low. Whereas level 3, you know, you'll succeed most of the time, and you'll heal maybe around 10 to 20 HP, depending. Probably for these other guys, it'll be more like 10, 8 to 10 or whatever, something like that. Less than the main character. Something I've noticed as well in in my other playthrough is that the amount that you heal out of combat with herbs tends to be more. Now I don't know if it's just sort of like I get more luck, I get lucky or whatever in that particular playthrough when I'm out of when I'm out of combat. Because as far as I can tell, what it really is, you're basically rolling a dice and getting bonuses based on the skill level of the skill itself and your intelligence. That's my assumption on how it works. Ow. Stupid hobgoblin. Die. And, if that's the case, then I could be just getting luckier, or maybe there's other things that contribute to it. I don't know. Really don't know how it works. Exactly. All I know is that for whatever reason, I've gotten luckier in terms of the amounts healed out of combat versus in combat. Okay, that goblin's fleeing. I will try to crush him, but no guarantees of success. I want the other one, though, for her, because he's not running. Okay, reach them? Let's see. No. In the meantime, I will use a potion. This is going to be quite the long series of episodes if it's going to take this long just to get through this area. The fights are going to get tougher as we go, and therefore they're going to be longer. And if I don't skip anything, and I don't want to skip the interesting fights, the easy ones fine, but the non-easy ones, which it's going to be most of these, you know, they're challenging enough at the very least with the goblins, where you want to stick around, especially if they've got a hobgoblin with them. So it might take a while to get through this whole area, but you know what? So be it. I'm not trying to get through this really quickly. I'm just trying to have fun with it, and the longer it takes, well, it really doesn't matter. There we go. Experience, which I'm going to stockpile. Well, no, I'm going to invest it on his decks now. Do it now. Okay, I'm gonna put healer on Abrican. Or no, I'm gonna put it on Beckon because I do Abrican's gonna get replaced where Beckon will not. So Beckon will be the smart choice to put it on. Okay, so I'm gonna heal with herbs because right now that's just a cheaper way to go because it's 1 herb to use the ability and 3 for the potions. Oh yeah, I was wondering for a second what the heck restore was. I forgot restore is see, sometimes I get bad, but sometimes I get good. Watch. 24 versus 8. You see the huge difference? I guess even, you know, I think maybe intelligence, it only affects your chance on getting the higher amounts. And maybe because I've seen that amount happen, you know, regardless of my intelligence, so. Who knows how it works? All I know is that I just used up 2 herbs and healed for 32. And I got 20 on him. Not bad at all. I can live with that amount of HPs. 4 herbs to do all that. Potions would never have done that. Would have gotten less for sure. Oh, crap. Look at them all. Plus 3 goblin sergeants. This is not good. If I can kill them fast, then great. That's a poisoner. That's a poisoner. He swaps weapons again. Well, that was a waste. Okay, so they're not sergeants, they're poisoners, which is good. It means they're not as tough. I'm gonna hit this one. Inside a building, there is no weather. Time of day does not affect, as far as I know, anyway. Which is always a good thing. Then again, there may not be bonuses. If there, whatever bonuses might apply based on time of day might not be exist inside buildings either. So everyone is average rather than some being great, some being not. You know, assuming it works that way. I don't want to cast any spells because it requires stamina. His stamina's not high. I don't need a bow because the spirit shields are on now and it'd be just weak. Or he'd miss. Something you do a lot in the early stages of the game without high dex with a bow. In another game, I love having a bow, but it wasn't always the case. In the early stages, it was annoying being the one using the bow. Plus not having very much magic or very strong magic. You know, it was a lot of struggle with the main character and relying on Abrican, Retta, and even Brenna when she got her strength up to do all the damage. And yeah, Brenna with the sword and high strength, high dex meant a lot of backstab, high attack damage. You know, coming up from behind somebody and hitting them for 50, 60 or whatever. Oh, great. Beckon's been poisoned. Crit on the main character. Please kill it, please kill it. Thank you. This fight just got easier. Though I need to do some healing. He got another attack! What? That's 3 attacks he gets without Beckon being able to do anything to retaliate. Why don't you die? Stupid goblin poisoners. Back to full HP. See if I can get lucky and kill that one. Nope. With that shield of his, he's going to be able to defend against arrows. Swaps weapons and then gets another attack. Ridiculous. Die. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the rules of D&D apply when it comes to spells and stuff, where you're basically rolling a dice and it'll be able to heal for a certain amount based on whatever you rolled and whatever bonuses might be applied after the roll based on whatever. In case of potion, there wouldn't be any, but two left. Of course, of course. Yes, I can hit him. Good, at least you can hit. Now let's hit him again. And dead. One left. And he waits to turn swap weapons. Well, not that he had a choice, but, you know. I think there's another fight inside the tent. Like the next tent, I mean, and one in front of it. African. Dexterity, yes. And nothing. The rest stay as it is. Now, here, oh, there's a chest. Well, that uses up some of her stamina, unfortunately. Okay, so healing with herbs again. Brenna, good. Oh, only 8. Only 8 again. Keep trying till you get a good amount. Well, that was close enough. Then heal himself. Perfect. Okay, so that house is done. Supposedly I already fought that goblin. I'm going to make the assumption that I did. Now, I want to go... Which way? I think it's up here, but I'm just going to check real quick. Yeah, that leads around. Okay, I know where that leads. I'm not going to explore there just yet, considering we're at the end of the episode. I'll probably go around this bend here off, while not recording, because there is a shield and some gold to be obtained in a, I don't know if it's a chest or what. There's basically a shield that I probably won't even use, but I can sell it, and some gold to be picked up, and There is also a goblin to fight, which I might. Whoop. I might fight that, off camera too, and a bear as well. A few things to do they're off enough the main track that I'm gonna skip them just so that it speeds things up a little bit. Four goblins, two goblins, and two goblin poisoners. I hope. Actually, one of them looks like he might be a sergeant. Guess we'll find out when I get close to him. How dare you try to poison me? There you go, die. And maybe I'll get lucky. Yes, I did. One down. And only one tough one to go. It is a goblin sergeant. Okay. Ow. Throwing an axe that hits for 10. Can't imagine what would happen if he used a saber. Of course, he avoids my attack. Yeah, he'll be the problematic one. Brenda's never going to hit him, not with that huge tower shield. So... it's the only one she can't hit attack. Well, that sucks. They're focusing their attention on the main character, which is bad. I haven't saved either. So this would be a really bad time to die. And have everything I just did undone. And have to start over. Question is, would I start over the video too, or would I save it, upload it, and then redo it all off camera or in another video? I don't know. We'll see. Oh, he's wielding a different kind of sword than the others. Usually the goblin scouts, goblin poisoners will be using sabers. What looks like sabers anyway. But this guy is wielding a longsword, a larger version of what I'm using on the main character. I'm guessing it's a longsword. There is such a thing in this game. Pretty sure. Beckons in range. Oh, so close. Will he even make it in time to get a hit in? That's the question. Nope, of course not. Dex is too low. Okay, well, why would you flee in that direction? I do not know. Probably because you see over there where that rock is in the hole of the fence? And that one too? That's the exit points. Enemies have to get to there in order to run away. Pretty sure. It's not always the case. In the map that you see probably the most often when you're in some sort of field or whatever, the ones that you saw a lot in the first videos, that particular map, where there's like the big hill in the middle. Well, middle, I guess it's not really the middle, but it's like to one side where it's an elevated plus spikes up a bit. Yeah, that hill. Monsters can escape on areas other than, okay. Middle of the map. I really don't know how the escape mechanic works for monsters then. Usually they run to those spots, or they'll run to an edge. It depends, I guess. It just depends on something. But in this case, he was right next to a character and he ran. Don't get it, don't want to get it, don't care. I still got experience. This one won't run away. This one will die. He's not even trying to run away. Done. Alright. can gain a level. He's now level 8. Whoa, what's the sound? That was weird. Still there too. Whoa! Okay, it seems like it's okay now, but no. Okay, so I can't really explain what happened. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm with the Fraps recording, I'm periodically pausing it and then basically continuing the recording. Um, not even a second later or whatever. Basically, to cut the video up into segments. Usually, I do it at the start of and at the begin and at the end of a fight, in case I want to cut the fight out, or um, I'll do it. Basically at certain key moments, um, which I deem appropriate. Usually, it was during the fights. Although in this video, I've sort of missed my cue to do it, and a bunch of times it was really off on it today, I guess. But otherwise, it's fine. And then I don't know what happened, but Fraps just sort of froze. So yeah, problem's been solved. I turned Fraps back on, and the problem was solved. So everything's fine. So we're going to do this one last fight. It's probably been about half an hour now. It should be at least, anyway. And yeah, we're gonna fight in this little hut here. More than a hut, really. This is more like a house. And that will be it for today. Okay, that's a lot of hobgoblins. But I get my turn first. Nice. Double nice. Can I reach him? I can. Or I can hit this other one. Tempting. Yeah. That way there's 2 of them that can't cast spells. Well, there you go. I got 2 attacks in a row. I guarantee he can't cast spells. Basically now 2 instead of 4 to kill, because 2 of them are effectively dead. Ow. Well, apparently he could cast. Son of a gun. Let's heal himself with herbs. Ooh, that's a good amount. 18. Good stuff. Now, see if I can't finish this one off by chance. 1 HP. Probably not. You! Dang it. You're supposed to die, not get another chance to hit me. Arrgh! Okay, gotta kill this one. There we go. HP. Lost. And main character. That's a decent amount of damage. Oh, you saw how much our HP dropped? It's like a crit tap stam and then another one gets. Oh, I hate these guys so much. He's not casting anymore, but he's doing more damage than what I can do to him. Clearly, because I can't hit him. Crit, and he's still alive, but he's gonna die. Let's see if I can't get within range. Brenna, and get lucky. Nope. Again, 1 damage. I'm gonna leave that one be. Gonna go after this one. There you go. Only 6. Come on. Well, Get another chance to attack and he's dead. That's good. 1 damage. Go African, you awesome guy of awesome. Oh my god. Beckon. Oh my god. Please, please Brenna. Please Brenna. Kill him. Kill him now. Oh, dang it. If he gets another attack before I do, Beckon is so screwed. Oh, that might have been a bad idea. Can't reach. Now I can reach that one though. Yes! Saved Beckon. No way the arch is gonna be able to kill him, so yeah, Beckon's safe. Tap stamina. I will have to rest after this. Maybe even twice, just to be on the safe side. I need more curing potions. I'm gonna have to find a way to make more. Or not make more, but well, yeah, I'm probably have to raise that alchemy up, despite the fact I don't want to yet. Ow. Well, the state of my guys' HP is ridiculous. Those guys hurt so much, and there's plenty more to fight. Plenty more to fight. Oh shoot, they're sergeants. Well, one's fleeing. That's a good sign. But I'm gonna have to use up all the remaining potions just to survive this. Which is not a good sign. I need more potions. Oh, I need to do something about this, clearly. Well, I did say when I started this playthrough, or at least I thought about it, that I wanted a challenge. Well, I'm giving myself one. There's not in the way that I would have liked. I wanted a challenge because I wanted to like start, use different characters and have a different setup and not have the main character a ranged caster that can easily avoid damage by not getting close to guys and killing off the ranged ones on his own. Okay. 15,000 experience. Hell with it. At level 2, I can make curing potions. Pretty sure. Now, the rest of his stats. Gonna leave Dex alone. Put some into stamina and endurance. What about him? Dex. That's all for now. And for Haverkin, 10,000. You know what? Yeah, let's hit up his strength. Just to get it up there, you know? What about her? Stamina. Intelligence. Stamina. Massive stat increases for this level. Save that 5,000, get a healing skill. So, alright, this is where it's gonna end. Just gonna open this chest here. Nope, moderately dangerous means it could blow up my face. That's still the... Well, I guess there's nothing else in here but the chest. If it's not letting me interact with anything, then yeah. This is where it's gonna stop. I'm gonna check the chest at the beginning. Yeah, I suppose I could do it at the beginning of the next episode. Because no matter what I do in between, I'll come back here to pick it up from here. So that way I'll have saved and whatnot. And in case I blow up the chest, I can reopen it. But yeah, I'm gonna look into getting in between, episode This is episode 12, so between episode 12 and 13, I'm going to head back into town, rest up, get healer skill on Beckon to at least level 3, maybe fight some more bears and other respawning monsters, get some more experience, and make some potions and whatnot, and be ready to really face the challenges, which I'm clearly not ready for at the moment. For the next episode. So until next.